Okay, I'm a spirit detective working for baby Jesus, all right? And you're all under arrest. And Kamaro's like, no. He just walks away. And Yusuke's like, what do you mean no? What are you talking about? Come back here. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But now, chat, I want to move on to my scene by scene breakdown of Yu Yu Hakusho episode 6. In case you forgot, chat, Botan and baby Jesus, they have asked, not even asked, they told. Now they're like, no, this is an option. This is mandatory, all right? We helped you get your body back, okay? But now you need to be the spirit detective of Earth. That's how it has to be, man. And it's like, you could have told me that beforehand, but they didn't, chat. A little manipulation from Botan and baby Jesus there. Look, boss, thank you for the 2 minutes. Do you catch Spilto being racist towards the elves? Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't see that. No, that's funny, though. I gotta check that out later. But in case you don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho episode 6, they're just pretty much recapping the events of the previous episode. Yusuke, you need to be your spirit detective Earth, and he's like, well, I got nothing else better to do than sure. And we cut from that little brief explanation. Jay even knows what his duties are. It's like, do I capture ghosts? Do I capture demons? Maybe just like, I'll explain it to you later. Don't worry. You'll know when you need to know. Need to know basis with baby Jesus, chat. But we cut, chat, and there's a big, massive break-in to the baby Jesus vault. In heaven or in the spirit world, or wherever the hell it is, chat, they have a vault, this giant vault, which contains all of these items of the occult, chat, of evil. And these 3 individuals have apparently stolen 3 objects, chat. We don't know their names, but one guy is this very pretty redhead with green eyes. The other one is like if you made Vegeta, but even smaller. And then we get this like big dumb guy that looks like Flint Marko the Sandman. We don't know who they are, chat, but they have done something very nefarious, clearly, by breaking into this spirit world / heaven vault. We then cut to Yusuke, who is being roused from sleep, chat, because his drunk alcoholic of a mother is crying like, Yusuke, you're alive. He's like, Mom, we've been going over this for the past several days. Yes, I'm alive. I know, but I just can't believe that you're back. I'm just so blessed. Oh, God. And he's like, God damn it, she's been this way for days. But at the same time, it's better than having her being passed out on the floor drunk. It's the first time his mother's really showing him any affection at all. But we then cut from that, and he gets up for school, and he starts walking to school. We see these 2 boys apparently talking with each other. One's talking about how my grandpa died, and he left me this huge fortune, including this golden pen. It's like a pen, but it has like these 2 golden dragons wrapped around it. And the other guy's like, whoa, dude, your grandpa has like a really cool pen. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, you shouldn't be flashing out here, though. People might want to steal. He's like, well, the only person who would actually want to steal would be someone like Yusuke Urameshi, and that motherfucker's dead. And then Yusuke's like, hey guys, what are you talking to? Go like, go! And they freak out and they run away. And he's like, what did I do? But then Kiko walks up behind him, and she's like, they're scared of you, dummy, because you've been dead for all this time. And then he turns around and he sees Kiko, and he's like, oh, girl, she's so pretty. It's like he sees her with new eyes, chat. And remembers that time when she kissed him, brought him back to life, and he's like sees her in a completely new way. Not just this annoying schoolgirl who's always pestering him about his schoolwork and his life. He sees her for the amazing individual that she is, but he's still a little cautious about saying his feelings, chat. And he's like, oh, Kiko, it's good to see you. She's like, yeah, it's Good to see you too. And they walk to school together, and eventually they're out in the main courtyard of all the other kids. They start seeing Yusuke, and they go, "Whoa, Yusuke, you're Urameshi!" And they all start to run away, and they're freaked out. And he goes, "Well, what's the big deal? Why is everyone freaking out? It's not like I'm beating anyone up again." And he's like, "They're just surprised to see you, Yusuke." And it's Kuwabara, and he puts his hand on Kuwabara's shoulder. He's like, "Good to see you. Now we can go ahead and continue our battles." But then Kuwabara's friends are like, "Dude, shouldn't you thank him because he saved your kid?" And he's like, "Well, I'll thank him after I'm done beating him up." And then Yusuke's like, "Ha ha ha, Kuwabara. I've seen you, man. I've seen you. I know that with the kind of man that you actually are. You're a good person." He's like, "Oh, thanks, Urameshi." And then after that, we cut up to a window where we see Professor Snape just looking down on Yusuke and going like, "How the fuck did this kid beat death? I was so happy that he died. And now I have to teach him. I have to see his smug fucking face every day until he graduates. Ooh, I have to destroy him." These teachers are fucking evil, chat. Yeah, freaking evil teacher again. The guy looks like Snape. Mr. Urameshi. Eventually, we cut back to, we get a flashback scene. And it's with Yusuke. I guess it's like the day before. It's the night before. Where Yusuke's like, "Botan, I really just want to go to sleep." She's like, "Well, not yet, Yusuke. I have a few things to tell you about, your detective, your spirit world detective, objectives. Your tasks, if you will." And he's like, "All right, what do you got for me?" He's like, "You need to use this spyglass, or a spyglass. Using the spyglass, it'll allow you to look through walls and even look under people's clothes." And he immediately puts it on and sees Botan naked. She's like, "Don't use it now, you perv." And he's like, "I'm sorry. I mean, you said you look under people's clothes, and you're rocking two nice boobies, Botan." She's like, "Shut up." And he's like, "Listen, you could also able to detect spirit energy and demons and ghosts and monsters." And he's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, well, I'm going to go back to bed." And so he goes back to bed, chat. Eventually, we then cut to back to the main story, the present day, where that one kid who was going on about his fucking golden pen that he got from his dead grandpa, apparently someone stole it. And he's like, "Someone stole my pen." And the guy who's talking was like, "Well, someone stole my keychain with all my keys and shit." And one person's like, "Someone stole my wallet." Like all these kids had gotten their stuff stolen. And all of a sudden, Yusuke walks in because he skipped class yet because he needed a good old nap. He was tired because Botan was talking his fucking ear off for hours last night about spyglasses and boobies. And he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And they're all looking at him like, "Did you steal our stuff?" And he's like, "What? No, I didn't. No, I didn't." And then Professor Snape walks in. He goes, "You stole all their stuff. Come with me, Mr. Urameshi." And he's like, What did I do?" And then he takes him to like the teacher's lounge, and he begins to beat the shit out of Yusuke. He's literally slapping him and like backhand and forehand, chat. And Yusuke's like, "What is happening? What's going on?" And he's like, "You stole all of their things, Urameshi. You're in big trouble this time. No way you can worm out of this one like you did death." And then the nice principal comes into the room, and he's like, "Professor Snape, what are you doing? What are you doing?" He's like, "Explain yourself." "I don't need to explain myself to someone like you or Yusuke Urameshi." And then Yusuke, he's pissed. He's like, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm done." And he he basically rears back his fucking about to hit Professor Snape in his big fucking nose. And Professor's like, "Oh no!" But then boom, time freezes. Shit. He's like, "What the hell just happened?" And then Baby Jesus pops and he goes, "Hey Yusuke, why are you beating up teachers?" "Because he's blaming me for something I didn't do." He's like, "Okay, it doesn't matter. Listen. School doesn't matter anymore. You are now a spirit world detective / demon hunter, okay? And there is some crazy fucking shit that you need to know about." And he's like, "Okay, I understand that." He's like, No, you need to deal with this now, okay? We need to deal with this now." And he's like, "Well, I gotta deal with this guy first." He's like, "I don't care about Professor Snape. We had some a trifecta of criminals steal from the Darkness Vault. Do you know what that is?" He's like, "No." He's like, "They stole 3 available objects from me. and my dad, who is also God. All right, I can tell you more about it, but the world is in danger right now, okay? And he's like, all right, but how do I get out of this? He's like, well, use the thing that Botan gave you, okay? You just use your head, Yusuke. And so then he unfreezes time. But he's right there, but he's invisible with him. And he uses the spyglass, and he sees that Professor Snape, in his pocket, he has all the stuff that he stole from the kids' shed. He did it. And he goes to the pocket, Professor Snape is like, no. And he produces the pen. It's like, you're the one that's been stealing everything. And the principal's like, what do you have to say for yourself, Professor Snape? And he's like, I must go. He just leaves. And the principal's like, wait. We're not done talking. And he walks out of there, and Yusuke's fucking furious. He's like, this is bullshit. He needs to pay for what he's doing, trying to frame me, stealing from all these kids. And Baby Jesus is like, all right, fuck it, fine. All right, listen. You have an ability. Yusuke. And he's like, okay, what it is? And it's the spirit gun. You can use your finger. All of your energy from your latent spirit abilities can be forced into your arm, into your hand, and into your index finger, and you can fire it like a gun. And it'll grow more powerful as your spirit energy increases over time. And I imagine 4 fucking seasons. And he's like, cool. And he's like, all right, but you can only use it once a day. You can only use it once a day. Are you sure you want to use it on Professor Snape? And he's like, yeah. And so he powers up his spirit finger gun, goes boom. And I guess he can attack the enemies invisibly, which I'm like, did he? I can't tell. But I guess he attacked him invisibly, chat. He fires the fucking gun, the principal seems like he sees it, but it goes past, and it just hits fucking Professor Snape in the back of the head and goes, and just, his head explodes, and he's dead. And the principal's like, oh my God, what happened? Yusuke's like, holy fucking shit. And he gets out of there. He then goes, I guess, to like, this, like, it looks like Greenkeeper Willie's, like, you know, utility closet from The Simpsons. And so he shows up there, and Baby Jesus is like, all right, Yusuke, I got a lot of crazy shit to tell you, okay? It's very, very serious. And he's like, all right, well, he's like, as I told you, we had 3 criminals who we don't really know that much about who stole 3 objects from us. And he talks about the 3 object chats. There is a thing called a shadow sword, which sounds pretty evil. You know, there's a shadow sword. It's like, okay. There's a magic amulet, okay, that can absorb the power of the moon. And then there is a soul orb sucker, which sucks out the spirits of the souls of humans. But most particularly, it's very good at soul-sucking kids. And Yusuke's like, yeah, none of that sounds good. He's like, yeah, it's some evil shit. And so what I needed to do is I needed to go to the strip mall, because we heard that's where they're around there. If you notice anything around that region, follow them, okay? You'll know if something bad happens, because the sky will turn red, and that's when you know there'll be demon activity. And please be sure to use your spyglass, okay? And he's like, okay, cool. And so eventually, chat, he goes to the strip mall, and he hates it because that's where all the rich kids are. And he's like, I can't, fuck these guys. I don't have any money. And I had to watch all these kids just, indulge in commercialism. But then suddenly, chat, the sky does indeed turn red. And this woman screams, oh my God. And he's like, what the hell's going on? And this whole crowd is gathered around this little boy, chat. And he just looks like, it looks like, his face is like just the scream, like an internal scream. There's nothing to him, Chad. He's just walled-eyed. And he's like, what the hell? And he notices this looks like a steam starts to come out of his mouth, and he realizes, like, oh shit, that's the kid's soul. Oh, wait a minute, one of the demons must be nearby that's sucking the soul out of this kid. And he's like, don't worry, kid, I'm gonna get your soul back. And he goes after the soul chap. And he chases it, and he goes to the bad part of town, where there's a whole bunch of guys in business suits just smoking cigarettes and like jerking off in street corners and stuff. And he sees this one guy, this one Flint Marco looking person, who is just sitting there, and he uses the spyglass, and he sees in his pocket he has the soul sucker orb. And he's like, that's the thing, this is the guy, and he notices the kid's soul go into the orb. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get that orb and take out that guy. And he sees that the guy has like horns on his head, but he's invisible. He's like, I see this bullshit. And he walks over to the guy, but all of a sudden, all these bums start crowding around him. And they're like, do you have any money for us? Can we get a cigarette? And he's like, I don't have any money. I don't smoke. He's like, you got smokes in there. We smell them. And they literally start tearing at him. And he has to beat the shit out of all these homeless people, chat. And eventually, he beats him up. But then Flint Marco, who I also go by his name Goeki, he's vanished. And he's like, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay, I'll be able to track him down. Okay, he's clearing this area. The sky's still red, so he must be around here. I just got to look for the signs. Eventually, we cut back to Baby Jesus. Yeah, we cut back to Baby Jesus, and he has this big, giant, TV screen on a wall, and he gets a call from, I guess, one of his, demon helpers, and he's like, hey, Baby JC. He's like, hey, what's up? What you got for me? He's like, we now know the identities of the 3 individuals who stole from the Darkness Vault. And he's like, okay, give it to me. And it's like, we have this one individual. It's this pretty guy of red hair, and he has green eyes. His name is Kumara. We have no information on him, at all. Nothing in his spirit file or nothing. This guy's been on the lam for quite a while. But he apparently has the magic amulet. And so that's not good. The other guy is, I'm trying to remember his name. Haima? I'm going to call him Little Vegeta. The other guy is Vegeta, but he's even smaller than Vegeta, so we have Little Vegeta, okay? He looks like a Dragon Ball character. Again, we don't know much about him, but clearly he's been doing this stuff before. He has a taste for violence, and he goes, all right, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then they have the last one, which is like, okay, we know about this guy. This name is Goeki. He looks like Flint Marco, the Sandman from the Spider-Man movies. He is known for murdering people. He loves sucking souls, and he loves sucking the souls out of kids and eating them. That's his thing. He's like, oh, yeah, Goeki, what a fucking brute. Okay, thanks for the information, little demon. He's like, no problem, sir. And then Botan walks in. She's like, what the fuck did you do? And he's like, what did I do? What are you talking about? She's kind of talking back. She's sassing Hai, Kumara, and not coming back. I got that for Goeki. I'm like, this guy ain't gonna last a long time. You're not in the opening. But very funny. Because she's pissed. She's like, what are you doing? Why did you sign him this mission? This is way out of his league. Okay, he needs more training. Okay, I need to train him. And he's like, listen, you don't understand the circumstances. Excuse me? I'm the Grim Reaper. I know the circumstances, okay? And the circumstances are too dangerous for him right now. All right? She's very caring. She's very motherly towards Yusuke, and I like that. All right? It's because I'm a woman. He's like, it's not that. No. The reason why I signed to this case is because these 3 broke into the Darkness Vault. Any of these items could destroy the world, okay? And the other thing is, my dad gets back from vacation in a week, and she's like, are you talking like Big G, like God? Yeah, God's gonna come back, and you know more than anyone that if he learns that those 3 things were taken from the Darkness Vault, then the world is fucked. Okay, he's fire and brimstone. He's going to go Old Testament on all these people. And she's like, oh, yeah, I remember those times. Yeah, remember those times? I don't want to do those times either. So I assigned him to this task because of the fact if we don't get these things back yet, and soon, within a week, then God's going to lay waste to earth. And she's like, oh, shit. All right, well, I'm going to go help him. He's like, please do. You should. And she's like, you should have told me about this. He's like, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'm busy, all right? It's hard being baby Jesus. And it is, Jack. It is hard being baby Jesus. Eventually, though, we cut back to, we actually find the trio. We find Kumara and Little Vegeta and Giko and Hai. Little Vegeta, he's practicing with his shadow sword, and he's teleporting around. He's like, this sword is amazing. I love it. And Giko's like, yeah, but it's got nothing on my soul sucking orb. I love sucking souls. And then Kumara walks up. He's like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. You guys suck. And they're like, what are you talking about? You can't just leave. We've got to do evil. He's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. You guys are shitty people. And right before he's about to leave this evil alliance, Yusuke is like, how you doing, guys? And they're like, who are you? He's like, it was pretty easy to track you guys down. You kind of stick out like a sore thumb. You look like Dragon Ball Z characters. And he's right. He's correct, chat. That's pretty much true. After that, Kamaro's like, okay, well, looks like you guys are talking to him. I'm going to leave. And Yusuke say, hey, Red, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to leave. He's like, well, I'm a spirit detective. Okay, I'm a spirit detective working for baby Jesus, all right? And you're all under arrest. And Kamaro's like, no. He just walks away. And Yusuke's like, what do you mean no? What are you talking about? Come back here. And then little Vegeta's like, ooh, you will pay for interfering with this, Yusuke Urameshi. And he just teleports. And he's like, the disrespect going on here. What the hell? And then Flint Marco Sandman Goeki's like, don't worry. I'm not rude like them. I'll stay here and kill you. And he's like, ha ha ha, you think you're gonna kill me, ma'am? You think you can do that? Here, let me teach you. Let me explain to you who Yusuke Urameshi is. And Yusuke just starts kicking this guy's fucking ass, chat. Just punching him, kicking him, doing all this shit. And the guy's like, hold on. Jesus fucking Christ, I gotta get his soul out of here. He takes out the orb. And Yusuke's like, what is in that? What's in that thing? That's the kid's soul's in that. I saw what happened. He's like, yes, what this does is it simplifies the soul-sucking process. Normally, I have to capture that little boy and rip him apart. It would get really nasty. But this makes it so much easier. Oh, child souls, so sweet, so tiny. He's about to eat this kid's soul. And Yusuke gives him one big fucking kick to the goddamn chin, chat. And the orb falls down, and the little kid's souls go up in the air, and it goes like in a direction. And Yusuke's like, go, little kid's soul, go back to his body. It's like, cool, so he saved the kid, he's fine. He's fine. And then the guy, he's like, all right, fuck you. I'm going to transform. And we get a DBZ transformation, chat. It's even his final form. And becomes this giant red demon thing. He's got like these multiple horns on his head. He's all red. He's got this mane of hair. And he literally like picks up a fucking tree and just starts to like smush Yusuke with it. And he's dodging shit, but he falls over and he's like, oh God, I didn't think being a spirit detective would be this hard. And that, my friends, is my scene by scene breakdown to Yu Yu Hakusho episode 6, chat. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with Kumaro and little Vegeta, chat? Is Kumaro actually evil? Is he doing these things because there is something more to him? Most likely. But little Vegeta just seems evil. Edge Berserker beautiful, thank you. Where's God go vacation? Excellent question. Excellent question. I don't know, chat. But I hope you enjoyed the review. At least it's low. Okay, I don't remember it like that. He doesn't actually kill Snape. He just knocks him out with his spirit bang gun, I believe. He's good, Chad. He's good. Don't you worry. The reviewers are really good. Oh, thank you. No, I'm glad you guys liked him. Yes, did Nestor, the long-eared Christmas donkey, and Yu Yu Hakusho, chat. I'll be doing a TV review this Friday, which should be fun. And then next week, I'll be doing Scream 3 and Scream 4 in preparation for the release of Scream 2022. It's going to be exciting. And thank you, Glee, for the 50 days. You made all this possible, Glee, so thank you so much. An absolute pleasure to have you guys still here. We're going to be jumping into the watch party, chat, for the Book of Boba Fett. That's what we're going to do. The anime is pretty fun, Vanny. I'll admit, it changes. It dramatically changes by the 5th episode. Because it's really just like, oh, it's kind of like a slice of life anime. Like, but now this kid's got to get his spirit back in his body. And now he's a demon hunter. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. You know, Disney Plus, I'll be hosting a Reverend Discord. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Vanny. So, chat, please go ahead and head over to my Discord. Vanny's going to be hosting it there so you can all watch the episode together. We're going to get in sync of each other. I'm just going to go ahead and freshen up my beverage. But this will also give other people time to get Disney Plus open.